Welcome to Get Wed,
a podcast to plan your wedding by.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Kerry.
And we're both here as professional photographers
and brides-to-be to help you plan your big day.
Each week we'll discuss a topic that you'll encounter along your wedding planning journey.
And with the help of fellow industry experts, we'll navigate this crazy wedding world
together. Hello everybody and welcome to Get Wed. And this week we're going to be talking to Stacey from her blog End of the Row. And she did an elopement wedding, so we're very excited to kind of talk to you about something a little bit quirky and a little bit different this week. So, hello, Stacey.
Hello everybody.
Hi. I think our listeners are going to be really excited to hear from you this week because I think so many get to that point where they're like, "Oh, we should just elope."
No, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Stacey, and where you live and what you do.
So I live on the Norfolk-Suffolk border, so quite rural. Norwich is my closest city. I work in Norwich, so it's quite, I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but it's quite a nice little country city. Yeah. So I am a beauty writer. I work for two YouTubers called Pixie Woo. Don't know if you guys have ever heard of them.
Oh, cool.
I write their beauty blog basically, and pretty much like their PA really, I guess. And I'm obviously married now, and we've got a daughter, Matilda, who's 2.5. That's me.
Oh. I love that name. That's my favourite girl name.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time in Australia, like backpacking, and I guess it's not an Australian name, but a lot of things are called Matilda out there. You know, Waltzing Matilda is their sort of unofficial anthem. And I just loved it. And Adam was a bit like, I'm not sure, but it sort of grew on him after a few months. And she totally couldn't imagine her being anything else now. It totally suits her.
Oh, that's so nice.
And you also have an amazing blog as well. Do you want to tell us a bit about your blog?
Yeah, so as well as writing Pixie Woo's blog, I also write my own home interior blog. And it started as an Instagram account, really. It was never going to be a blog. And it was never really going to be an interior Instagram account for anyone other than us, just to reflect back on renovating our home, really. And for like, we've got family in Australia and family around, so people could see it. And it was just really weird. It just sort of gradually escalated. And I think it just sort of snowballed. People started following it. And once people see that other people are following it, they just sort of, it was really weird. It was completely organic and unexpected. And we still can't believe actually that people even look at the pictures and like them. It's just, we obviously live here. It's just a normal house, normal 3-bedroom house. And so it's just a bit of fun, really. And then because people started asking lots of questions, we thought, I'll just write a little blog. So obviously I do that as my day job anyway. So, so I just started a little blog. And it's fun. It's really fun. It's a really nice community, actually, because I'm more used to the beauty world where you get trolled a lot more and people are I'm sure you guys know what it's like. So, but it's just a really nice community, the interiors. Everybody's like inspired and wants to inspire you and sort of really encouraging, and it's a nice industry to have a blog in that's just nice. So, enjoy.
Katie loves looking at the blog. She's always like telling me like of your little DIY jobs. She's like, Kerry, look at this. Have you seen it?
There's a panelled wall. I really want to do a panelled wall.
I mean, Adam's pretty handy. He just sort of he sees things. He's like, let's have a go, and then he just does it. I'm just like, okay, you go ahead.
It's so good. I wish I had something like that.
I know, everybody says that. Send him round to mine. But it's really effective, though. I highly recommend doing it. It makes the room so much more cozier.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we go off on a tangent,
talk about interiors as well, won't we?
I know, it's like, bring it back round to weddings. Here we go. So we'd love to know a little bit more about you and your husband, Adam, then. How long, when did you get engaged and how long was the engagement?
So we got together in 2012, and then we got engaged only last year in July at Latitude Festival, which is a festival local to us.
Oh, wow, cool.
We were just like walking through the woods. We'd taken Matilda with us, and then her grandparents had picked her up later on in the day, and we just went for a walk, had like a pint of Carlsberg, sat down and listened to the music, and I didn't realise he was on one knee, and he had the ring, and I had picked the ring, or I'd seen the ring months and months ago. And because I always just have a little look in the jewellers like you do when you walk by. And I just saw this ring and I was like, I just love that ring. And I was with my best friend and she took a picture and she sent it to him, which I never knew about.
That's so nice.
He went out the next day and just bought it. And that was in like the February, and he didn't propose till the July, but he just thought, I have no idea what ring to buy her. If that's what she likes, it's going to happen. We have a child together, a mortgage together, so I'm just going to get it, and then then I'll propose. So he already had this ring that I'd sort of loved and then forgotten about. So it was amazing when he just pulled it out of his pocket, and he just had it loose in his pocket the whole day at a festival, jumping around. And he pulled it out. He didn't even have it in a box or anything, and it was just been loose in his back pocket. It made me really. I was glad I didn't know, because it stressed me out.
Yeah.
I can't believe you waited that long. He must have been like dying to give you it all that time.
Yeah, but and it was just in his pants drawer as well. And I put his pants away every night. After.
Oh my God.
I was like, it's just in there. So.
Oh my God, I love how chilled out about it he is. How funny.
I know. He's very chilled out. Yeah.
Did it fit you?
It was a tiny little bit too big, so I just had it resized. But it's pretty big. So then for the rest of the festival, I was like holding on to it on my finger because I was so worried that I was going to lose it in a muddy field somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, Latitude is a really cool place to do it too. That's really nice.
And we actually looked to get married there as well, because you can get married not at the festival, but it's Henham Park. You can get married at Henham Park. And it was on our short list, but obviously we decided to do something else. But it would have been great to get married there if we hadn't have eloped. So.
Yeah. So when did you kind of decide that eloping was on the cards?
Well, we had been to see loads of venues. Obviously, we live in Norfolk, Suffolk, so there's loads of really amazing, beautiful venues. And we went to see them, and they were all beautiful, and we loved them. But every time we left, we just felt, I don't know, a little bit deflated, and because obviously they tell you how much it costs, and if you want cutlery, then that's £200. On a day, then it's £300. And I was just like, I don't want to spend £200 on cutlery. And, we just everything just, every time we left, and we were just not 100%. And then we'd actually been to a lot of friends' weddings last summer, and although they were amazing, every time we just left and thought, it's just not what I want. And we just didn't know what to do. And then we sort of thought about it, and we just thought, actually, we want the marriage, but we don't want the wedding, weirdly enough. So we thought, let's just do it. Both sides of our parents are really relaxed and chilled out, so we knew that they wouldn't be too upset. Because I think that's half the problem with a lot of people. They don't want to disappoint their family.
Yeah, they worry about their family, don't they?
Yeah, so we didn't really have that pressure, which is good. And my mum, I'd mentioned it to my mum that maybe that's what we wanted to do, because we needed someone to have Matilda. Because at 2.5 and being potty trained, we just thought, we're not going to take her to we would have to be in bed by 7 o'clock,
Yeah.
Sat there looking at each other. So my mum was the only person that knew initially, because we needed to make sure we had a babysitter for 3 days. And then we didn't tell a soul. So it was booked in the October, and we got married in February. So we kept it secret, didn't tell anyone. Just told a few of our best friends and Adam's family about 2 days before.
Really? Oh my
word. They could come because they couldn't change their plans.
Wow. And did they mind? Did any friends sort of say, oh no, I'm disappointed, or were they all really cool?
No, all of our close friends were really, really surprised, because I'm someone who tells everyone everything. I don't really have secrets. I just, talk about anything. And so they couldn't believe that I'd kept this secret for so long. And initially it was really easy to keep it, but it was only really the last sort of few weeks it became hard, because you get excited because the day's here. So everybody was really chuffed, and then everybody else, we literally just put a picture on Instagram and a picture on Facebook. It was like, oh my God, like it was really fun. It's really exciting and fun. Yeah, we love it.
It is. I just think it seems so romantic, kind of like running away together and doing that.
So many people said you're so brave to do it, but I actually think people who have a traditional wedding are brave, because it made me feel really anxious to think of being the centre of attention for the whole day, and which is lovely for most people, but for me it just filled me with anxiety. I always think, actually, I feel like I was a bit of a cop-out and you're the brave one, but people do see it as brave, I guess, because you're just sort of going away and doing your own thing.
And it's like not conforming to what everyone else does as well, isn't it? And giving in to other people's feelings, because like you say, a lot of people have put on a big wedding because they don't want to disappoint their parents by not doing sort of with their family. So doing your own thing is really brave. I think you should be very proud of yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
So where did the elopement happen?
So I looked at a few different places, and I literally just sat one night and just Googled places that you could just elope to, because we thought about going away. And I just decided, because we weren't taking Matilda, I just didn't want to be too far from her. She's only 2.5, and we were like, well, where can we do it in the UK? And just Googled different places, and Old Marylebone Town Hall in London came up. And it's actually been closed for 5 years, having a refurbishment, and it opened in January.
Wow!
Fine, because it's quite a famous building. Like lots of, I think, a couple of the Beatles got married there. Liam Gallagher and Patsy Kensit got married there.
Really, that's so cool.
Star got married there. Yeah, lots of people. I think Cilla Black. Loads of people got married there. So it was quite a famous. If you sort of Google it, you can see all these celebrities standing on the steps, and so I called them, and they had literally only 2 bookings so far this year. So they said, if you book it on the 6th of February, there's nobody booked the whole venue the whole day. So we had this huge big building all to ourselves.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was great. And I literally just booked it online. It was done in 10 minutes. I actually had to call them because I thought, I feel like I need to speak to someone.
It's too easy.
It was like £70. I was like, we've paid for our wedding, it's 70 quid. Like,
that's amazing.
So we just booked it, and then I called them to make sure, and they're like, yeah, it's all booked, it's fine. So yeah. So
you would think with all those people getting married there, it would be mental busy.
Yeah, I think it's now starting to. Maybe this summer it'll be much busier, but a cold Tuesday in February, it was nobody. So yeah, it was great.
Wow. What did you do about the witness side of things? Because you need to have 2 witnesses, don't you?
Yeah, you do. So my hairdresser, I actually had to tell my hairdresser because I wanted her to come and do my hair. She's an old friend as well. So she was one of our witnesses. She got the train to London from Norwich in the morning, and then she came as our witness. And we did think we'd get the photographer to be our witness, but apparently photographers can't be witnesses because I guess they're busy, and apparently they don't let them at Old Marylebone Town Hall anyway. So we have a friend who works around the corner from there in London. So we literally called her a few days before and said, "What are you doing Tuesday? Can you pop out on your lunch break?" So she did. She was like, "Oh my God, you're getting married." So so then she came, and she was our witness as well. So our hairdresser and a friend who worked around the corner was our witness.
Wow, that worked out quite well then. That's
good.
That's brilliant.
And what did you kind of decide to invest in? What were kind of the things? Because then suddenly you're like, wow, I do have a bit more money. So what do you do?
Yeah, so we thought, well, let's, wear what we want to wear. I didn't wear a traditional white dress. I my dress is actually black, which is really weird because I never wear black. But I sort of looked on Selfridge's website and was looking at all these amazing dresses. And I found this really lovely one by a label called Self Portrait, which I love their designs anyway. So I bought my dress. It was actually £300, which is a lot of money just for a dress, but I thought it is my wedding day. So,
oh, definitely.
The big expense was our hotel because we wanted to stay somewhere lovely. So we stayed at the Shard, the Shangri-La in the Shard, and we stayed in the highest room in the hotel. So it was just phenomenal views.
Oh, that's so nice.
And we had a room with the bath overlooking the window, so you could just see. Literally, Tower Bridge was underneath us, and St Paul's left. And,
amazing!
Wow.
So we stayed there for 3 nights, which was very extravagant. And we turned up in the reception in the morning. I had my bouquet in a Tesco bag for life. Everybody else had their Louis Vuitton holdalls. I was like, this is not my world, but this thing. It was a great experience. Probably something I'll never be able to do again. But it was amazing.
Oh, that's so cool.
But that was our biggest expense really. The photographer was really cheap. It was someone who I'd followed on Instagram and liked her style. And she came up from Norfolk as well.
Wow, because I thought her work was really lovely, so that's good.
Oh yeah, she's so great. Yeah, she's been doing it a while, but she is super busy. But she was just free that day because it was a Tuesday, so everyone was pretty free really. So great. So I'd say the hotel was our biggest expense, but it was
worth it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. It's nice to have like a little bit of luxury, isn't it? I think it's a special day, isn't it? So you want that.
Definitely.
And what did you do, the actual ceremony? Did you do the traditional thing with like having vows and rings and...
Yeah, so a few days before the town hall emailed us 3 vows. You can say your own vows if you want, but they emailed us 3 sort of standard ones, and we chose which one sort of appealed the most to us really. And they said, if you want any music to walk into, tell us. So we had Hall & Oates... You Make My Dreams Come True to walk into, and then Rudimental, Feel the Love on the way out.
Oh, nice.
Oh, no.
We just walked in together and out together. So we stood outside at the door, and then they played the music, and we were like, right, wait for the beat to drop. And then we just walked in together, and we just laughed throughout the whole ceremony because it was so surreal and so chilled out. It was just like having a chat with someone in a room, really. It was just great.
That's so
cool.
So
we said our vows, and I thought I would cry, and I think if I had been in a traditional wedding with all my family, I probably would have. But because it was just us and it was really fun, we just sort of giggled throughout our vows, really, and it was just really fun. I didn't feel emotional at all.
That's really nice, isn't it? Just took the pressure off a bit. And
totally.
Yeah. I can imagine it just feels really weird to just be two people in a room, but it's like, oh, we're getting married.
I know. It did. And they were so relaxed because I guess that's where the registrar is based in that building. So she just had to like pop down from her office. So she was super chilled out. Like she came in and she said, are you ready now? Or do you want to have a coffee and I'll come back in 10 minutes? Or
really?
Still really professional, but it was just so chilled out. We were like, let's just crack on. Let's just do it. And it was great. It was totally surreal, but amazing.
That's so nice, isn't it? It must feel like you've sort of been naughty and like run away.
Totally. And then when we'd finished and we left, she said, right, don't darken my door again, you two. Don't want to see you again.
That's really cool.
That's sweet.
And have you got rings? You did rings and stuff, so you kind of
so we'd already purchased those beforehand, so I was sort of nipping out on my lunch break to sort of try rings on and get them sized and everything. And then I'd actually sent my engagement ring away to be clean so it would be nice and shiny, and nobody even noticed I didn't have my ring on for 2 weeks. Or
that's so funny, isn't
it? Nobody really notices or cares. So so we took our rings with us on the train, and I had Swaffham Florist, which are a local florist desk. They made my bouquet, and I took that with me on the train. So sort of all on the underground, I had this massive bouquet in my Tesco bag for life, cursing everybody that came near me on the tube and the train, thinking, don't break my flowers. So I took those with me, and it was great. Just took everything, stood them in the corner of the room.
Exciting. So how did the plan for the day go then? Because obviously there was just the two of you and your hairdresser and your friend.
Yeah.
Did you do anything? What did you do for the rest of the day after the ceremony had happened?
So we got married at 1:45. So in the morning it was just Adam and I. I think he was just watching Good Morning Britain on the television. I was just doing my makeup, and then my hairdresser arrived about 10, and the photographer arrived about 10, and she was just doing my hair. And then we got a taxi to the place because the Shard did say, well, we'll send you in a car, but it was going to be like £200 to go 10 minutes up the road. So I was like, I'll get a cab. So we just hopped in a cab, and so we did the ceremony, and then Adam and I and the photographer, we just walked around Regent's Park, which was right near. And she just took lots of pictures. There's like a bandstand there and beautiful lakes and everything. And it was, even though it was cold, it was so sunny and just a really lovely crisp winter's morning. So she got lots of lovely photographs. So we did that for about an hour. And then she left, and Adam and I, we actually came back to the hotel for a bit and just sort of had a drink and relaxed. And then we had a meal booked at Chiltern Firehouse in London. So we just went there for a nice meal and then went for cocktails afterwards. Still in my dress. You still in this too. But it's really nice. And you get really good service when you tell someone that you've just got married. We thought if ever we come back, we're going to tell everybody we've just got married, because you get the best service, you get free champagne, you get everybody just wants to like give you things and be lovely. So
that's so nice, isn't it? So really like helped out and made it special. That's really nice.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, so we just went for a meal and had cocktails, and then just hopped in a taxi back home again, or back to the Shard again. So
it sounds like a really exciting day out.
It was just so much fun. It was great.
What kind of advice would you give to couples then wanting to do the same thing as you?
You've just got to do it. I understand it's so hard when you have pressures from family, and we're very lucky that our family are very relaxed, but you've just got to do it. I just won't regret it. I've like met so many people through Instagram, through our house account, that have also done it and said it was the best day of their life. And I've also had messages from so many people saying, I wish I could do that. How did you do it? Tell me how you did it. Because people just, people put so much pressure on themselves. Everybody has a busy life and it's so much money, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful day. If you want the big wedding, then that's great. But if you just want to go away, then you have to just do it, because I don't think you'll regret it. I don't think anyone would ever regret it.
No.
Yeah, just be brave and just go for it if that's what you want to do.
Go for it. Yeah, just book it, 70 quid, pay for it, or however much it is.
Yeah.
Just do it. Then there's sort of no going back. Once you've booked it, you just think, right, this is what we're doing, then you just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hardest part.
Kind of...
I was going to say the hardest part is probably just keeping it secret, isn't it?
Oh, totally. Yeah. And Adam was great. He didn't tell a soul. And I was just like, there's so many times. If someone had actually maybe pushed me a little bit more, I probably would have just caved and said, I'm getting married on the 6th of February.
Yeah.
It was quite nice, because I guess when you have a normal wedding, everyone is asking you questions saying, well, you must go here for this and you must get. Whereas because nobody knew, nobody even mentioned it, and everybody had got bored of asking, so are you going to get married then? Because obviously once you're engaged, everybody asks. And we were just like, oh yeah, I don't know when we'll do it. I don't know. So nobody just asked anymore. So there's no pressure.
That's so nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was great.
That drove me mad, like everybody saying, oh, have you done this and have you done, and it just stresses you out actually. So that's quite nice just to go, you've just kind of done away with everyone else's opinions, because even when it's just people asking you questions, and there's then people saying, oh, have you thought about doing that, or maybe you should do it this way, like you just avoided all of that and just did it all your own way. So you avoided all the social pressure.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Perfect. So would you have done anything differently, or are you really happy with like the way the day went and what you did?
No, there's absolutely nothing I would change. It was just so relaxed, so much fun. No, nothing. Like I had ridiculously high shoes on, and even they didn't hurt. I think I was
just the adrenaline.
Yeah, it was there's nothing I would change. I did sort of afterwards, when we went back to the hotel, I sort of thought about it. I thought, like grandparents would have loved to have been here, and I'd almost stopped myself from thinking about it beforehand, because I didn't want to feel bad or feel emotional about it. So I just never thought about it. And then afterwards I did think, I do feel a little bit bad that like Adam's grandparents are still alive and they're in their sort of mid to late 80s. And I thought, they would have loved it, because it would have been their first grandchild they'd seen get married as well. But they were super cool afterwards, and they were really happy for us. But that's the only thing I thought. And that was afterwards then, so it was done. And and then you mustn't feel like that's, you've got to be just strong, I guess, haven't you, about all your decisions. And definitely.
And did you show them the photos and stuff as well? Did they like that?
Yeah, we only got our photos back last week, or the week before, so we haven't seen everybody to get together and have a look at them yet. But we definitely will do. We'll get all together. And while we were in London, my mum stayed at our house with Matilda, and on the day everybody came here and had a little party at our house.
Oh, did they?
They had cake, champagne, and drank all our gin. And, in our house having a party. So that was really nice that they were all together, and my parents came here as well. So that was great. Yeah,
it's been so nice actually when you came home. Was everyone like, "Well, you did it," and went crazy?
But obviously, the next day we sort of had put on, social media that we had got married, and when we came back, because we got the train back. And then we were walking up the road with our suitcase, and our house was covered in balloons. There was confetti in in our bush outside our house.
Oh,
a couple of friends had been around and just completely put like confetti and everything everywhere, in our bed, everywhere.
Oh God! In your lovely house as well. I would have not been
in the front garden, because it's just everywhere. But so that was quite nice. That made it sort of quite special. But we have sort of said we will have a party at some point, but we just haven't got around to organising it. And then the problem is, you think, I don't want to spend loads of money on a party, because it kind of defeats the reason for having a cheaper wedding. So, but I guess we'd maybe have a barbecue or something at our house. But
I was about to ask you that. I was going to say, once you told everyone, did you feel the pressure to then have a reception for all your friends?
Yeah, we did. We have said to people, we will have a party. But then actually we're like, will we though? Can we really? We really would. But we will do. We'll have some sort of, I don't know, barbecue in the summer or something
relaxed.
Meet at a pub in town or something, chilled up.
Yeah, that's a nice idea.
Yeah.
Oh no, thank you so much for coming and talking to us. It's just such a really cool topic. I just we had to reach out and just sort of pick your brains and just see like how you did it all.
Yeah, no, it was great. Yeah, highly recommend it.
Good. I hope that your advice has gone out there to all our listeners who are thinking about doing it and they're just going to take the leap. So if you have listened today and you do it, please let us know. We want to pass on the information. But,
Did you want to do a little plug as well for your blog and tell us where we can find you as well as any listeners?
So it's at end_of_the_row. I didn't really think about that name properly when I it's end of the row, and it is it's just our house, just home interior, and we sort of gradually have renovated it. It's an Edwardian house, it's quite an old house, and and we sort of do little projects all the time, and sort of also put it on our blog as well, which is endoftherow.co.uk. So if you're into interiors, then you might like it.
Yeah, definitely. It's a nice one. If you like nice pretty pictures and lots of inspiration, then it's a good one to follow.
I think once you've got married and the wedding project's out the way, the house project is the next thing on the list. So I think it will follow on well.
Definitely.
Lovely. Well, thank you so much for joining us and giving us all your advice about going off and eloping. We'll put all your information on our show notes so our listeners can find you if they want to find out more about you. But enjoy your evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Lovely. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. We really hope that you've enjoyed this episode of Get Wed. Don't forget you can always subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, and while you're there you may as well leave us a review. You can join us for more wedding chat in our Facebook group if you just can't wait until next week. You'll find all the links that you need via our website, including show notes for this episode, over at getwedpodcast.co.uk. We'll see you next time. Happy planning!